Hey guys, it's Toya and thank you for watching ToyaJTV. So today I am going to show you how I am going to flat iron my hair. So I use this method when I am in a hurry, or if I don't have time to roller set it, I don't have time to deep condition, which I was today, which is why I am like this, because I'm halfway done at this point, but I had to stop and take my kids to a doctor's appointment in the middle of me doing my hair. So this is how I left. You know, I did make sure I at least had my earrings on, but I had my little hat on. It's still a little cold here, so I got away with wearing this hat. But underneath the hat is my bonnet, okay? My bonnet, and underneath the bonnet is a scarf. And then underneath the scarf, we have where I have already shampooed, conditioned, and added leave-in, and I set under the dryer for a few minutes, and this is what we have here. So at this point, it's pretty much dry, but what I am gonna do is run the blow dryer through it. A little bit over here is still damp. I'm gonna run the blow dryer through it just for a few seconds, and then we will get started with the curling process. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put a little heat protectant in it, and this is just the Silky Serum Oil, and I'm only adding just a little bit because a little goes a long way, which is why I have them in these teeny tiny bottles. This is a 2-ounce bottle, but this 2-ounce bottle should last you several months if you're using this correctly. If you are using it incorrectly, it will result in hair that is heavy or very greasy, but you don't want that. We want our hair to shine, but we want it to still move, okay? So all you need literally is, you know how most of the time when you read something and it says use the dime size amount and you disregard that and you're like, I need way more than that. With this, you don't, okay? You really don't even need a dime size amount. It really depends on your hair. If you have, if your hair is kind of short, or let's say it's my length or shorter, then you can get away with a little less than a dime size. If your hair is very long, then you can get away with a dime size amount, because once you spread it all over your hands, it's going to spread, okay? So you don't need to just use it in excess, all right? Trust me, a little bit goes a long way. So, and I wanna make sure I focus on the ends with this, because that's gonna help you with length retention. The ends of your hair are the oldest, and if you want your hair to look longer, you wanna retain most of your length, then you wanna make sure you're taking care of the ends of your hair, and that includes with conditioning as well. So when you're deep conditioning, don't just focus up here. You wanna make sure you are bringing that conditioner all the way down and conditioning those ends so that you don't always have to cut them and then you're feeling like your hair isn't growing. But in actuality, it's growing. You're just cutting, you're just having to cut it all the time, and it's making you feel like it's not growing. So, all right, so I have this on, and my hair is so soft already. So just to go through what I have already used, I love to start out with a clarifying shampoo, because the clarifying shampoo will remove any product buildup, any residue that you may have had from the previous shampoo, and you know, products that you used previously. So the clarifying shampoo is step one. I always use that, because that's gonna give you a clean slate, and that's the secret to your hair having that body and that bounce, is making sure you clarify, okay? Get everything off of the hair so you can start with a clean slate. Second, you wanna follow that up with a moisturizing shampoo. So that's when you're starting to layer in your moisture. You start with the moisturizing shampoo, then you go to the conditioner, then the leave-in conditioner, then the moisture cream, and you're sealing that in with the Silky Serum Oil, okay? That's basically putting a seal on your hair, which is why it's such a good heat protectant as well, okay? So that's where we are. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry. Okay, so at this point, my hair is completely dry. Like I said, that only took a few seconds. It was dry for the most part, but I just had a few areas that were still damp. So now I'm going to move along to the curling process. So what I'll be doing today is basically, okay, I have a love-hate relationship with curls. I like the body and the bounce, but I don't like a very tight curl. However, for this look that I want, and since I cannot roller set it, I don't have that kind of time today. So what I'm gonna do is curl it as tight as I can with the flat iron, and then let the curls kind of cool off so they can set. And then I will wrap it and then unwrap it to get that body and that bounce, the look of a roller set without actually having to roller set it, okay? So, let's get started. Okay. Basically, I just pin the curls up while I'm flat ironing, and I'm gonna do this all around the head. So I'm gonna finish up and then I'll come right back once I'm done. Okay, so at this point I am completely finished curling my hair, pinning it all up. This is a 360 view. So it does not have to be perfect. And also another hack, if you do not have these pins, you can just use rollers. You can curl it and then you can immediately roll each piece once you're done, and it'll have the same effect. Also, if you want, the tighter you want your curl, the longer you need to leave it pinned. Sometimes you can even set it under the dryer, under like the cool setting for a little while, because you want to make sure those curls are set in. And so yeah, the longer that you leave it in, then the curlier it will be. That is not what I want in my foreseeable future. So I'm just gonna let them just cool off. I'm not gonna let them stay any longer than they need to, but what I am gonna do is spray some of the Miracle Potion number 9 in it. And basically what that is doing is I'm gonna go ahead and put that shine in my hair. And also when I unwrap it, it's just gonna smell heavenly, okay? That's what the Miracle Potion number 9 does. It also helps with frizz. It helps to add shine, and it's almost like a perfume for the hair. So I love me some Miracle Potion number 9. So I think they're cool enough at this point. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, because basically I'm really just was waiting on this side to cool, because I went around this way with the curling. So by the time I get over here, practically half of it is already cool down. So you just kind of wait for the last part, the last curl that you did. So if you check the very last curl you did and it's cooled all the way down, it's not warm to the touch or anything, you're good to go, okay? So I'm gonna let y'all see it once I take it down. You see once I remove that pin, how that curl isn't going anywhere? Okay, that lets you know that it's completely set. And it's okay if some of them start falling, because if you have longer hair, then the weight or the gravity is gonna pull that curl down anyway. So it's okay, but it should not be, it should still be tight. And I'm pretty much just taking the pins out in the direction that I curled them in. That's pretty much what I'm doing. You see how tight this is looking? That's how you know you're in the right direction. And I'm just gonna make sure I have no pins left. Okay, another tip. If you want that curly look, if you say, look, I like for it to have a lot of volume and curl, I don't necessarily want, to relax the curls any, I don't want them to fall, I like for it to be big and curly, then you can skip the wrapping part and you can just go straight to the styling part, and it'll still give you that roller set look. I want the look of a roller wrap. So that's why I'm going to be wrapping mine, because I just want the body, I don't want it curly. But if you want yours to look curly, I know a lot of people love curl, then go for it, okay? You can just style it just like this. Just take your wide tooth comb and get to styling, okay? So you'll just skip this next step. But for the rest of us, what I'm gonna do is start taking some of this curl out and, you know, just leaving the body in. So I'm using just a wide tooth brush, basically. This is a vent brush. You can also use a paddle brush. That will also work. But what I'm gonna start doing is basically brushing out this curl. I know it don't make a lot of sense. Why curl it and brush it out? Trust me on this, okay? It's gonna work. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start wrapping it as I'm brushing the curl out. And it should be fairly easy to wrap because the curl is gonna hold your hair up. When it's bone straight, that's when it's a little bit harder to wrap. But with the curl, you should be able to do it just fine. See, even if I let this down, it doesn't just fall down. That's because that curl is helping it to stay up. And then I'm gonna take my, my boar bristle brush to tighten it up. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is take my scarf, which is from By L. Jones, and I'm going to wrap my hair up as tight as I can stand it, okay? And I'm securing it in the back here. A lot of people like to tie it like this and tie it in the front. That's okay too, however you wanna do it, all right? So at this point, I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm going to go and get dinner started. And then, you know, however long you want it to sit is up to you. I'm gonna let it sit probably a few hours before I take it down, because like I said, I just want that body in it. I don't want a whole lot of curl. And if you're wondering, why not just curl it very loosely and then, you know, just wear it like that? Well, because if I curl it very loose, and I get the look that I want immediately with the flat iron, then it's not gonna stay that way for the rest of the week. It's just gonna end up going bone straight by like tomorrow. So if I want the longevity of having the body without having to roll it or curl it again throughout the week, then I like to have the tighter curl and then kind of relax it, because once the hair is set in the curl, it's harder for it to go completely straight. If you curl it kind of loosely at first, then it's gonna look perfect for like that day. And then as you go on trying to wrap it or whatever for the rest of the week, it's not gonna look like you curled it at all the previous day. So in case you were wondering. But anyway, I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. You can let it sit overnight. You can let it sit an hour minimum, okay? If you just want that, you know, body, and that's all you want is no curl, just body, let it at least sit an hour. You're kind of pushing it if you do 30 minutes, but you can maybe can work with it after 30 minutes, but I would say minimum an hour. And then, but you can even let it go overnight. It depends on you. So at this point, I think I may do it overnight just to show y'all that it's okay. Yeah, we'll do overnights. And then I'll come back for the unwrapping. Okay, I have a confession to make. I know I said I was coming back the next day, but it has in fact been 2 days. I've had my hair wrapped for 2 days, okay? Things just happen that way, all right? So anywho, my hair should be straight by now, but we're gonna see. Okay, here we go. See, look, already I'm seeing a little curl right there, which that's fine. I can handle that much. And there's the body. 2 days. Now, like I was saying, if I would have just went ahead and flat ironed my hair straight or did it very loose, this would not be doing this. This would be completely flat, all right? So basically it did exactly what I wanted it to do. And for those of you that like, you know, y'all know I love for my hair to come in my face. So in order to do that, you need to do like a deep part. So the more you want it in your face, the deeper your part needs to be, okay? So you can just bring it over like that. If you have your part kind of like up here, like not right in the middle, but like kind of off center, then you won't be able to have that deep fullness coming in your face, okay? All right, so voila, I left it for 2 days. So imagine if I would have only left it for 1 day, it still would have had maybe a slightly more curl than this, but this right here is perfect. It did exactly what I needed it to do, okay? So during those days while it was wrapped, I did not take it down at all, other than to tighten up my scarf, because you know, sometimes when you sleep while, the scarf can kind of shift. So the only thing I did was kind of just, you know, make sure my scarf was tight, but I did not take it completely off. I just left it wrapped. And that was pretty much it. So I hope this video has helped you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, ask me any questions that you may have, and I will see you all in the next video. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.